Hola and welcome to ProSpanish. We're going to get started straight away so that you can see just how easily you can learn Spanish this year. More advanced subscribers, you can go forward to the time frame that comes up on the screen now, or you can stay with us for some extra practice. Okay, first up, we've got to be more patient. So to be more patient, well, to be is ser. So to be or not to be. Ser or no ser. And to be more patient, ser más paciente. Paciente, patient. That C pronounced like a TH. Ser más paciente. And if you're completely new to ProSpanish, you need to remember not to try to memorize this. Just follow the flow of the lesson and you'll retain it. Okay, so ser más paciente, to be more patient. And then we have to be more punctual. Ser más puntual. No C in there. It's not punctual, it's puntual. So ser más puntual, to be more punctual. What would it be if you wanted to say simply to be punctual? Ser puntual. Ser puntual. And next we have to be here. So far we've had 3 to be's. Ser más paciente, ser más puntual. And now to be is not ser but estar. So we have 2 words for to be, ser and estar. And we're not going to go into all the intricacies of the differences between ser and estar. I think they're much better learned on a case-by-case basis. So the case here is that ser is used above to describe characteristics, the characteristic of someone being patient, being punctual. And here we have to be saying where something is or where somebody is. So all you need for this is ser for characteristics and estar for location. So estar aquí, to be here. And finally we have to be able to rest. Now this is a really great one to learn because you're getting 2 verbs for the price of 1 mini phrase. So poder is to be able. Poder, to be able. To be able to rest. Poder descansar. Poder descansar. And incidentally, poder also means power. So having the power to do something, to be able to do something. So poder, and also to be able to. So poder descansar, to be able to rest. So using that poder, to be able, how would you say to be able to be here? The 3 words, to be able to be here. What would that be? Poder estar aquí. So I'd love to be able to be here. Poder estar aquí. To be able to be here. Okay, and to our first column, how we can start off these sentences. I'm going to, so referring to the future, voy a. Voy a. And the one underneath it, me gustaría. I would like. So voy a, I'm going to, and me gustaría, I would like or I'd like. And again, remember, don't try to memorize. So using the 2 columns that we've got so far, the voy a and me gustaría, and then the second column, how would you say, I'd like to be more punctual? What would that be? Me gustaría ser más puntual. Me gustaría ser más puntual. And how about I'm going to be able to rest? What would that be? Voy a poder descansar. Voy a poder descansar. I'm going to be able to rest. And the next two are to do with you. So the first two are I'm going to, and I would like. And the second two, you should. Deberías, and you have to, tienes que. So you should, deberías. How would you say, you should be here? What would that be? Using you should and one from the second column. You should be here. What would that be? Deberías estar aquí. Deberías estar aquí. You should be here. And you have is tienes. And if you want to say you have to, it's tienes que. Tienes que. You have to. You must. How would you say, you have to be more patient? What would that be? Tienes que ser más paciente. Tienes que ser más paciente. And we'll just take a quick pause there while I mention our very popular Levels 1 to 6 course. This takes the complete beginner or a near beginner right up to a conversational level of Spanish in a series of very easy to follow steps. All the lessons on this YouTube channel are supplementary, whereas the core Levels 1 to 6 is very much a step-by-step program delivered by the same teacher as all the other videos on the ProSpanish YouTube channel. And while the style is very similar to what you'll be used to from these videos on the channel, the key difference is that every lesson carefully builds on the previous lessons so that you can really feel that progress of going from very little or no Spanish up to a level where you can confidently hold a conversation in Spanish. So again, that's available exclusively from prospanish.co.uk. Okay, let's go to the final column. These are fairly straightforward. In the future, en el futuro. In the future, en el futuro. Someday. Algún is the some, and día, day. So nice and easy. Algún día, someday. This year. Este año. Este año. This year. How would you say, I'd like to be more punctual this year? What would that be? Me gustaría ser más puntual este año. And how about the final one? With them, con ellos. With them, con ellos. Just looking at the middle column and this one, how would you say to be here with them? What would that be? Estar aquí con ellos. Estar aquí con ellos. To be here with them. Okay, so let's put all this together now. Have a listen and see if you can work out what's being said. So follow across the table. Voy a poder descansar este año. Voy a poder descansar este año. I'm going to be able to rest this year. I'm going to be able to rest this year. And what does this mean? Deberías estar aquí con ellos. Deberías estar aquí con ellos. You should be here with them. How about me gustaría ser más puntual algún día? Me gustaría ser más puntual algún día. What would that be? I'd like to be more punctual someday. Okay, let's flip it around now and you do the speaking. How would you say, you should be here this year? What would that be? You should be here this year. Deberías estar aquí este año. Deberías estar aquí este año. And of course, the flexibility of this approach is we can slot in lots of new language. So instead of estar aquí, to be here, it could be estar en Valencia, to be in Valencia. Estar en Sevilla, to be in Seville. How would you say, I'd like to be more patient with them? What would that be? Me gustaría ser más paciente con ellos. Me gustaría ser más paciente con ellos. And now that we know that ser is used with characteristics, we could use more characteristic adjectives. So instead of paciente, it could be generoso. Generoso, generous. Me gustaría ser más generoso con ellos. I'd like to be more generous with them. How do you say, you have to be able to rest someday? What would that be? Tienes que poder descansar algún día. Tienes que poder descansar algún día. And again, as you learn more verbs, you can just slot them into these structures. So let's say quedar. Quedar is to meet up. Quedar, to meet up. So we could say, you should be able to meet up. Let's say with them. You should be able to meet up with them. What would that be? Deberías poder quedar con ellos. So quedar con ellos, to meet up with them. Deberías poder quedar con ellos. You should be able to meet up with them. And how would you say, I'd like to be able to meet up with them someday? Okay, so that's putting quite a lot together. How would you say that? I'd like to be able to meet up with them someday. Me gustaría poder quedar con ellos algún día. Me gustaría poder quedar con ellos algún día. So quite a long one, that. How would you say, I'd like to be more patient in the future? Actually, no, let's say I'm going to be. Let's be assertive about this. I'm going to be more patient in the future. Or in future, we might say. Voy a ser más paciente en el futuro. Voy a ser más paciente en el futuro. So in this short lesson, you should already have a clear idea of how easily and how quickly you can learn Spanish. So before we move on to the more advanced part of this lesson, another reminder that the full Levels 1 to 6 course and the really popular all-in-one course are available exclusively from prospanish.co.uk. And so for the more advanced part of the video, have a look at this and just try to work out what's different from the previous visual. Well, you can see we're talking about being more patient, more punctual as before. The difference is that what we're trying to say is, I want you to be more patient. I need you to be here. And in Spanish, that structure, it doesn't exist. We can't say, I need and then you, and then the infinitive, the to do word. So we can't say quiero, I want, tú ser más paciente. The way it works is I want that you are more patient. I want that you are here. I need that you are here. And we've used other verbs. It would be I'm asking, instead of I'm asking you to be more patient, I'm asking that you be more patient. And for that structure of wanting somebody to do something, to be something, we need the subjunctive. So let's go down the verbs. So the subjunctive you are is seas, seas. And you are when it's estar is estés. So seas and estés. And then the subjunctive for you can is puedas, or you are able, rather, puedas. You can and you are able, puedas. And I'm not going to spend a long time on the form here because there are other videos on my channel about that. Just search the subjunctive. Then our final column stays the same. And in our first column, we've got I want that and I need that. So what does this mean? Quiero que seas más puntual este año. Quiero que seas más puntual este año. I want you to be more punctual this year. How about necesito que estés aquí con ellos. Necesito que estés aquí con ellos. And a pronunciation point here, which I've mentioned before in some of my videos, the que. So for it to sound natural, Spanish, native-like, you don't want to separate it into necesito que and then estés aquí. The que kind of snuggles up, cuddles up closer to the estés, to the verb afterwards. So if you're speaking slowly and you're pausing, this would sound okay. Necesito que estés aquí. That's fine. Whereas necesito que estés aquí is not a natural sound to native speakers. So obviously you'll be perfectly understood. This is just something to work on, something to listen out for, and it makes a bit of a difference to how you sound. Okay, so now your turn to do the speaking. How would you say, I want you to be able to rest someday? Quiero que puedas descansar algún día. Quiero que puedas descansar algún día. How about, I need you to be more patient with them. Necesito que seas más paciente con ellos. Necesito que seas más paciente con ellos. How about, I want you to be here in the future, or in future we would say, but the kind of the Spanish is still in the future. I want you to be here in future. Quiero que estés aquí en el futuro. Quiero que estés aquí en el futuro. How about, I want you to be able to rest this year. Quiero que puedas descansar este año. Quiero que puedas descansar este año. And now you have the model for how this kind of subjunctive works. You can look out for other triggers that follow this model. So let's say we could have I hope that you are more patient. I hope that you are more punctual. I hope that you're here. I hope you're able to rest. Espero que. Espero que. I hope that. Espero que seas más paciente con ellos. I hope you're more patient with them. And that's all we have time for in this video. As mentioned earlier, if you're looking to become a confident and a competent speaker of Spanish, then head over to prospanish.co.uk, the only place you can download the Levels 1 to 6 course or the all-in-one ProSpanish course.